Nirandarakara Yatam Yena Characharam Tatparam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Anyanati Mirandasya Jnanam Jana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Stavaram Jangamam Vyaktam Yat Kinchit Sacharacharam Tatparam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Abhajivyapti Yat Sarvam Trilokyam Sacharacharam Tatparam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sarvashruti Shiroratna Virajita Parambujaha Virantam Bhujasoyoya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Chaitanya Shashvata Shanto Yomatito Niranjanaha Bindunara Karatita Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Jnana Shakti Samaruda Tadvamala Vibhushitaha Bhukti Mukti Pradata Cha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Aneka Jamma Samprapta Karma Bandha Vidayine Atma Jnana Praranena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shoshanam Bhava Sindosha Jnapanam Sara Sambalaha Guru Padorakam Samyak Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Na Guru Radhikam Tattvam Na Guru Radhikam Tapaha Tattva Jnana Param Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Manata Shri Jagannatha Madguru Shri Jagadguru Mahatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Guru Radhiranadisha Guru Paramadevatam Guru Parataram Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Jai Gurudeva Premavatara Shri Vishwananda Bhagavan 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 Nata Nata Bhakta Janapara Swami Vishwananda Bhagavan Anata Nata Bhakta Janapala Swami Vishwananda Bhagavan Vishwananda Bhagavan Anatanata Bhakta Janapana Swami Vishwananda Bhagavan Anatanata Bhakti Janapana Swami Vishwananda Bhagavan Anatanata Bhakta Janapana Swami Vishwananda Bhagavan Anatanata Bhakta Janapala Swami Vishwananda Bhagavan Sarchidananda Bhakti Muktidata 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 Swami Vishwananda Bhagavan Jai Gurudeva Premavatara Sri 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 Vishwananda Bhagavan Anatanata Bhakta Janapara Swami 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 Vishwananda Bhagavan Sachidananda Bhakti Muktidata 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 Swami Vishwananda Bhagavan Jai Gurudeva Premavatara Sri 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 Vishwananda Bhagavan Anatanata Gurudeva Premavatara Sri Vishwananda Bhagavan Nata Nata Bhakta Janapara Swami 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 Vishwananda Bhagavan Sachidananda Bhakti Mukti Data 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 Swami Vishwananda Bhagavan Gurudeva Premavatara Sri 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 Vishwananda Bhagavan Nata Nata Bhakta Janapara Swami 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 Vishwananda Bhagavan Sachidananda Bhakti Mukti Data Swami Vishwananda Bhagavan Sachidananda Bhakti Mukti Data Swami Vishwananda Bhagavan Sachidananda Bhakti Mukti Data Swami Vishwananda Bhagavan Deva Premavatara Sri Vishwananda Bhagavan Jai Gurudeva Premavatara Sri Vishwananda Bhagavan Om Avadara Shishaya Namaha Om Vishamaya Namaha Om Devakaya Samudhyataya Namaha Om Sukshmatanave Namaha Om Chinmayaya Namaha Om Guru Mutaye Namaha Om Sundaraya Namaha Om Sulochanaya Namaha Om Sumukaya Namaha Om Charvasaya Namaha Om Keshavaya Namaha Om Padmambujaya Namaha Om Mandagamanaya Namaha Om Charumbaradharine Namaha Om Ramaya Namaha Om Mandirastapakaya Namaha Om Shri Babachakaya Namaha Om Gayatri Ashvane Namaha Om Arpana Srikarakaya Namaha Om Vishnu Pujakaya Namaha Om Namo Narayanayeti Mantrapastakaya Namaha Om Swaramayaya Namaha Om Mathurakantaya Namaha Om Krishna Sankirtana Lurupaya Namaha Om Stota Priyaya Namaha Om Mitabashine Namaha Om Vagmine Namaha Om Chitrakala Vishadaya Namaha Om Vatararaya Namaha Om Sarave Namaha Om Jagatpantaya Namaha Om Sarvalokaitaya Namaha Om Bhakta Priyaya Namaha Om Suryaya Namaha Om Anuguraya Namaha Om Neyaya Namaha Om Sudarshanaya Namaha Om Bhaktavatsalaya Namaha Om Premamurtaye Namaha Om Shubhikshanaya Namaha Om Pritivardhanaya Namaha Om Swastirayakaya Namaha Om Tarakaya Namaha, Om Anugrahaya Namaha, Om Vardhanaya Namaha, Om Achitaya Namaha, Om Artaya Namaha, Om Siddhi Pradaya Namaha, Om Janardanaya Namaha, Om Manoharaya Namaha, Om Mahakshaya Namaha, Om Siveshwaraya Namaha, Om Bhasma Bhushitaya Namaha, Om Atmalingaya Namaha, Om Lingashana Putsakaya Namaha, Om Siddhi Saranaya Namaha, Om Madhavaya Namaha, Om Okarupasakaya Namaha, Om Sukshmaya Namaha, Om Vishokaya Namaha, Om Satvikaya Namaha, Om Samadashine Namaha, Om Dakshaya Namaha, Om Ashityaya Namaha, Om Nirankaraya Namaha, Om Nirmohaya Namaha, Om Avyagraya Namaha, Om Chitakrodaya Namaha, Om Vinashidaya Namaha, Om Svavashaya Namaha, Om Kusharaya Namaha, Om Shamaya Namaha, Om Satyadharmaya Namaha, Om Nirvikalpaya Namaha, Om Viraktaya Namaha, Om Atindraya Namaha, Om Satyasandhaya Namaha, Om Pavitraya Namaha, Om Madhurasvabhavaya Namaha, Om Suranandaya Namaha, Om Nandanaya Namaha, Om Prasanatmane Namaha, Om Bhaktanidaye Namaha, Om Sakshaye Namaha, Om Samatmaye Namaha, Om Sadayogine Namaha, Om Haraye Namaha, Om Sutapaya Namaha, Om Somyaya Namaha, Om Guyaya Namaha, Om Vimutatmaya Namaha, Om Gabiraya Namaha, Om Guptaya Namaha, Om Atmaramaya Namaha, Om Srinivasaya Namaha, Om Devaya Namaha, Om Jyotidaraya Namaha, Om Danyaya Namaha, Om Gurave Namaha, Om Guratikramaaya Namaha, Om Gahanaya Namaha, Om Bhagavate Namaha, Om Harishara Margadarshakaya Namaha, Om Kutastha Jagartakaya Namaha, Om Abhiprayaya Namaha, Om Sarvamata Samajaya Namaha, Om Shamikata Bhavavardhakaya Namaha, Om Premavatara Sri Vishwananda Swami Namaha. Aito Deva Avantu no Yato Vishnu Vichakrame Pratirya Saptadamabihi Idam Vishnu Vichakrame Tridani Dade Padam Samodamasya Bhagum Sule Drini Pada Vichakrame Vishnu Gopa Adavya Ato Dharmani Dharene Vishnu Karmani Pashata Yatoho Vritani Pashpase Indrasya Yujasagaha Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padagum Sada Pashanti Suryaha Devi Vachakshuratatam Tad Vipraso Vipanyavo Jagru Vagum Sasamindate Vishnoyat Paramam Padam. Vataraya Vidmahe Sadgurudevaya Dhimai Tano Vishwananda Prachodayate Om Premavataraya Vidmahe Sadgurudevaya Dhimai Tano Vishwananda Prachodayate Om Premavataraya Vidmahe Sadgurudevaya Dhimai Tano Vishwananda Prachodayate. Om Vagratunda Mahakaya Suryaputi Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Shri Krishna Vishnu Madhusudana Ketavare Narayana Achyuta Trivikrama Chakrapane Tejali Sachadara Sridhara Vasudeva Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Rukmini Shabhavanasha Hare Murare Radesha Gopisha Surupa Brahmadi Vandya Shri Dvarakashaya Vaitunda Pati Bhuvane Kamurte Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Veena Krite Kamatarupa Varaha Murte Trivikramaya Bhuvane Vihurama Rama Shri Rama Krishna Yadunandana Kalkirupa Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Govinda Madhava Mukunda Paraparesha Damodara Chadananda Kadari Shori Gopa Gopi Jana Samrita Dina Bandhu Gopi Jana Priya Hare Tava Suprabhatam Shri Rakti Shai Bhujagadi Patapa Shai Sadbhaktarin Sadana Shai Namanga Shai Shri Gopa Baba Vidutalpa Sukani Shai Gopa Vairava Hare Tava Suprabhatam Shri Kashyapatri Sukhanarada Gautamani Brahmanshi Sangamani Sangava Bharateshu Tishtanti Deva Tava Darshana Bhagya Hetu Gopala Shekhara Hare Tava Suprabhatam Mandara Chari Tulasi Dara Malika Jai Vayani Anjali Pute Samudaharanti Tishtanti Dvatmavata Dara Tari Munindraha Radha Manohara Hare Tava Suprabhatam Vedatrayam Patati Gautama Kana Goyaha Gayanti Satguna Gano Varada Savaryaha Sankirtayanti Tava Nama Kala Visheshaha Shri Naradadi Rashaya Tava Suprabhatam Govardhano Varana Gopa Kishora Gopa Gopi Janamrita Subhesha Bhavadi Pota Trilokya Mohana Sumangala Divya Deha Shri Rukmini Shavarada Tava Suprabhatam Shri Vatsa China Sharanagata Parijata Bhakta Divanchana Kripakara Dina Bandhu Dijanta Gayati Jana Priya Divya Rupa Shri Nanda Gopatanaya Tava Suprabhatam Padmaksha Padma Mukha Padma Dara Praneya Padmalaya Sarita Padma Nivasa Shori Padmobhavati Sura Sevira Pada Padma Padmadinata Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Vrindhatare Viharanaya Mahendra Vanya Kandalpadalpa Haratinya Sudesha Rupa Chandrananaya Sira Chandana Ritna Deha Govinda Yara Varaye Tava Suprabhatam Shrinandanandana Yashoda Kumara Tira Mayangadina Davishona Supushpahara Nirambudara Susharira Rama भक्ति लीला भवमे तव सेवनानां गोपी मना प्रियहरे तव सुप्रभातम् श्री कृष्ण अच्युतानन्द मुकुन्द शौरी राधा मनोहर जनार्दन चक्रपाणे नामानि लील्यमुनयो ननिशं वदन्ति ब्राह्मी मुहूर्त समये तव सुप्रभातम् श्री कृष्ण सुप्रभातम् ये पठन्ति हरिशाम् उरिकृतान् महापापान् श्री कृष्णाय ईश्वर परमा कृष्ण सच्चिदानन्द विग्रह नादिरति गोविन्द सर्वकरण करण गोविन्द मोदि पुरुष तमां भजामि गोविन्द मोदि पुरुष चिन्तामणि प्रकर सद्म सुखल्पवीक्षा लक्षावृतेषु सुरभिरभिपालयन्ता लक्ष्मी सहस्रशत सम्भ्रम सेव्यमाना गोविन्द मारुति पुरुषा तमां भजामि गोविन्द मारुति पुरुषा शोभा गोविन्द मारुति पुरुषा तमां भजामि गोविन्द मारुति पुरुषा तमां भजामि चन्द्रकर सागरमाय वंशी रत्नकरं प्रणयगिरिकरा विलासा श्यामां त्रिभङ्ग गोविन्द मारुति पुरुषा तमां भजामि गोविन्द मारुति पुरुषा तमां भजामि अङ्गानि यस्य सकलेन्द्रियवृत्तिमन्ति पश्यन्ति पन्ति करयन्ति चिरं जगति आनन्द चिन्मय सदुष्वर विग्रहस्य गोविन्द मारुति पुरुषा तमां भजामि गोविन्द मारुति पुरुषा तमां भजामि अद्वैतमच्युतमनादिमनन्तरूपा आद्यं पुराणपुरुषं नवयौवनक्षा वेदेषु दुर्लभमदुर्लभमात्मभक्तो गोविन्द मारुति पुरुषा तमां भजामि Brahmaya Isha Jagadanda Vidana Karta Govinda Madi Purusha Tamam Bhajami Govinda Madi Purusha Tamam Bhajami Yatpada Parva Yugam Vinidaya Kumba Vande Pranama Samaye Sakanaji Raja Vignam Viantura Marasya Jagatrayasya Govinda Madi Purusha Tamam Bhajami Govinda Madi Purusha Tamam Bhajami Akir Mahika Ganamambu Maroti Shasha Karasta Tatma Manasiti Jagatrayani Yasman Bhavanti Vibhavanti Vishanti Yansha Govinda Madi Purusha Tamam Bhajami Govinda Madi Purusha Tamam Bhajami Yashakshuresa Savita Sakara Grahana Raja Samasta Suramurti Rashesha Tejaha Yasya Gnana Brahmati Samrita Kara Chakro Govinda Madi Purusha Tamam Bhajami Govinda Madi Purusha Tamam Bhajami Dharmota Papa Nichaya Shutaya Stapamsi Brahmadi Kita Bhagadavadaya Shajivaha Yadata Matra Vibhava Prakata Prabhava Govinda Madi Purusha Tamam Bhajami Govinda Madi Purusha Tamam Bhajami Yashvinda Gopala Tavendra Mahosva Karma Vandana Rupa Parabhajana Matanoti Kamani Nidati Kinchu Shabhakti Bhaja Govinda Madi Purusha Tamam Bhajami Govinda Madi Purusha Tamam Bhajami Yankroda Kama Sahaja Pranayadi Biti Vatsalya Moha Gudadora Vasivya Bhavahe Sanskritya Tassa Shadashinta Numa Purete Govinda Madi Purusha Tamam Bhajami Govinda Madi Purusha Tamam Bhajami Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vira Anadiradi Govinda Sarva Karana Karana Govinda Madi Purusha Tamam Bhajami Govinda Madi Purusha Tamam Bhajami
Om Aknanam Dimirandasya Gnanajana Shalakaya Shakshurudmeditam Yena Tasme Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Gurudev. Good morning. So we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam. It is the Canto 11, Chapter 14, verse 20. Nasadyati mam yoga nasakyam dhamma udava nasvadya satabastyago yada bhakti mamrochita. My dear Uddhava, the undivided devotional service rendered to me by my devotees brings me under their control. I cannot thus be controlled by those who are engaged in mystic yoga, Sankhya yoga, or Sankhya philosophy, Dharmic acts, Vedic study, austerity, or renunciation. So this verse is from the part when Uddhava was inquiring Krishna about meditation, but also about, he asked him, what is the best spiritual practice? It's quite famous, this part. And I chose this verse particularly because I wanted to talk about a devotee who passed away recently. And I would say he was an example of striving what Krishna was explaining to Uddhava. And yesterday was also Saraswati Panjami. Yes, we all know she stands for knowledge, but she also stands for the arts, for the music, and also for painting. So I see this as a, let's say, a good moment to talk a little bit about this devotee. We also know that Guruji paints himself, and it's even part of the names from Guruji, in case you're not aware. So it's the name 28, Om Chittakala Vrishadaya Namaha. So salutation to he who excels in the art of painting. And we also know that Guruji, I mean, he is beyond everything. He has all the skills, what is needed. And so we venerate him in so many different ways, or we glorify him with all these attributes, what he has. But he also gives his skills, or his, let's say, his attributes we can also see in the devotees. And from time to time we have like glimpses, yeah, when like a devotee has this bhakti deep inside of them, but not in a, let's say, outside way so much seen. It's hidden, you know. It's something which is not so visible in the first gaze or in the first situations. It's like after a while you feel it, you start feeling it. So I would say, I'm bold to say this, that Guruji gives some of his attributes, or he shares his attributes between us devotees. So he does with painting. I mean, most of the artists, let's say the artists who have been painting or have been in the art world before they met Guruji, of course they have already developed their skills. It was sometimes their work. But I would say with some works or with some activities, like I would say the music, the art, or anything like more creative, these people they felt the call already before. There is a kind of passion in them which drives them to go more in this direction. So, as I said, they have the skills, they were already active, they had the call, they also already had the call to not live a normal life, because when you, let's say, as a painter or as a musician, quite likely you will not be famous from the first activities, and it might not even be your aim to be. Yeah, it's like more you want to give a message, you want to transport a message which you feel inside. So this devotee who passed away a few days ago, or like a week ago, it was exactly, I think, a week ago, he was a painter and he was an artist, and he was already active before he met Guruji. He made exhibitions, and it was like he helped the artist to make exhibitions, which I found very interesting, because normally The artists very self-centered and take care like they want to be famous. But he was one who helped the artist to showcase their art, which I think is a very interesting detail in his biography, in his life. And the name of this artist is Dashavatatas, and he made many paintings for us. We have also some in Sri Bhutabhrteshwarnath. He made also paintings for Guruji or for book covers. So he was quite active in this. He once painted Mavata Babaji. This was actually one of the first ones where I got to know about him. You know, some are more in the background, and only when you start engaging with them, you realize also what kind of potential is there. So he painted Mavata Babaji after the picture, this original picture, like the original image, or like how really Mavata Babaji looks like. And this is really something, you know, to paint Guruji and to paint like a great saint or like a Jagat Guru like Mavata Babaji is very, very difficult, because it's not about the skill. It's much, much beyond, because you have to really dive in, you know, this bhakti. You need to connect with this bhakti, like what the verse said. You know, it's not enough to just engage in some practices or knowledge, or you have to go on another level. And he once shared with me, when he painted Mavata Babaji, he was in this flow. Yeah, the flow. There was this flow, like not him doing it. And when he brought it to Guruji, Guruji was very, very happy. And then he said, you know, the eyes of Mavata Babaji are exactly the way you painted it. So they are real. The eyes from these paintings are real. It's really the way Mavata Babaji looks. And this is very, very rare, I would say. Yeah. Also, to catch Guruji, only few can do it, and they can do it sometimes. Yeah, it's not like when you have done it once, you can do it. No, it's you have to be in this mood of this bhakti, which is beyond the thinking and so on. Yeah, so my main message, actually, what I wanted to give, that Guruji transports this, and when he feels somebody fit for this, he gives this grace also. Yeah, he transports this grace to the person, and truly, Dashavatatas, he was gifted. He painted, or he drew many of the Hindu saints. You know, he wanted to be active. He is. Yeah, he's a painter. He has this drive to do it. So he was drawing, I mean, I would say between 30 or 40 Hindu saints. All of those are present in our Hindu museum, and they're quite large, they're quite big. And because they were so big and so many, I didn't know what to do with it. And actually I asked in Sri Vitaldam if they can exhibit it, because it's just such a pity. It needs a proper place. And they agreed, so many of them are there. And he also shared them on his private Instagram, but because he's not, let's say, so much known, this message is also not so much known. And I've started feeling a strong call to talk about him, and also about these artworks, which are enormous, because it's not existing. You know, it's just not existing. And there was, let's say, from the level of skill, they're high. They're like from the artistic skill, they have a very, very high level. It's something which you can show to the art world, very easily. It just needs a proper place, it needs a proper way to showcase it. And my feeling was that he was humble enough to accept it. He never said anything, he never mentioned anything, like when I didn't have a proper place for painting, or when something like this Mavada Babaji, he moved around the ashram. And I always felt bad because I knew this potential, I knew this presence of Mavada Babaji in it, but he never ever complained, or he said something, or So he gave it to Guruji, and he let it go. And this humbleness is rarely felt. I would say it's rarely felt between us, but it rarely felt also, let's say, with the artists. Or I would like to say it like this, because one of the reasons I didn't want to take care of devotional arts, the painting, was because of the artists. There were a few other reasons, but the main thing was that I don't know if I can handle this. And and Guruji knew, I never spoke to him about it, or I never said it, but I always had it. I'm an art therapist. So I'm not an artist, I'm not a painter, and I didn't really develop the skills. Even I know I have it, I could, and also Guruji even asked me. But I didn't have that drive and that passion what normally the painters have. Yeah, they really love doing it. There is like no way, there is no other way, you have to do it. And this drive, I don't have. So I found it a bit hypocrite, to do it. And so when I like a few years ago, when I was in this process, and even when Guruji asked me to take care of the art studio, for me it was a kind of shock, because I really didn't want, and he knew also that I didn't want. And he even gave me, afterwards, he materialized a huge ring, this huge ring here, which is I have a small hand, and then this huge ring with 3 huge transparent sacred stones, whatever stones they are. It was directly after he gave me that task of the art studio. So I could relate it to this happening, and he was laughing like crazy, and I bowed down to him, and he was laughing, what you're doing? And I said, I'm bowing down to you. Yeah. And then in that moment he materialized the ring, because my bowing down was not just the physical bowing down in that moment. It was like, okay, I accept it. I accept this task, what you give to me. And so he was laughing, and it's so huge, ha ha ha. So I have the ring. I'm more or less constantly reminded. And of course, we always have our ups and downs in our seva. Yeah, this is like everybody has. But by his, let's say, passing away, I get reminded of that, what was originally my obstacle in my mind, and he is reflecting just a totally opposite, because I felt he had this humbleness. And so it's for me also like a message, look, you also have a judgment inside of you. And this judgment doesn't bring you any further. Yeah, even you can work little, by here and there. So, but it's, some things is very big in your head. So definitely this broke a judgment which I have inside of me, and I'm very grateful to meet him, and very grateful also that he shared with me some things. He didn't talk much about it, about his artwork. And it even touched me more because I knew he was very ill for many years, or like better and then not so good. So it was since years like this. But there was an online darshan, which we all took care. And so there was a devotee talking with Guruji with a very silent voice. And only after a few sentences I realized that this is Dashavatatas in a way saying goodbye to Guruji. Yeah, in a darshan, and also that everybody could hear it. It was a very, very touching moment, and he just said thank you to Guruji. So in this thank you, it means he thanked him because this attribute from Guruji, excelled in painting, was flowing to him, and he realized it, he knew it, and that's why he could be so humble. And for me, it was very touching, and we were very blessed because we could go to the Darshan to Holland, and I saw his last painting, the last painting of Sadapuj, the six-armed form, the form Guruji saw in this vision when he got the mantra Shivitali Dari Parabrahmane Namah. So he painted this very big, and this was the picture behind Guruji, behind the, on the altar, or like the background picture. And I constantly was looking at this picture and on Guruji, and it felt. Now I need to say something else. Before that darshan, he wrote me a message, and I was very, very touched from this message because I understood that he said goodbye to me. And I was so touched because it never happened to me. It never ever happened to me that somebody who was more or less obvious going wrote me a message and said goodbye and thanked actually for spending the time together. And I started really to cry because it was such a deep moment, and I could feel also like that he really wanted to transport this message of humbleness. And I was so happy because I felt honored. To be honest, it was this feeling from being honored from a devotee who lives that, and this was we all striving, and it flows backwards. So for me, it was like, we have these deep moments with Guruji, and we are treasuring very deeply. But now I had it with a devotee. And we all know that somebody who's leaving the body, going, that sometimes a week or 3 days before he goes through his lives. And normally they don't communicate anymore or don't say much, but they say sometimes goodbye. So Guruji said this is a process for 7 days or like 3 days. Dashavadatas, it was like about 10 days before he left, he did this. But he was consciously going through his life and said thank you for all who he had a strong feeling or a connection to. And back to this verse. So Uddhava asked Krishna about this practice, about this, what is the best practice. And Krishna said, so bhakti, in a more or less you say bhakti is the highest. And if we devotees live this bhakti in a deeper level, not in this, let's say, surface level, but we go level and level and level deeper, then, you make an impact on others. And this is what Guruji says, when you leave, when you go, when you die, did you transport a message? Did you give a sign to others? Did you give a sign to the world? So he reminds us, constantly he talked. He say, when you never know when you die and so on. So I would say this reflection on the point, did we give already a message? Did we already give a sign? Are we prepared for that? Or can we do a little bit more for that? Jai Gurudev.
Sim माता पिता तुम मेरे, शरण गहूँ मैं किसकी, स्वामी शरण गहूँ मैं किसकी, तुम बिना और ना दूजा, तुम बिना और ना दूजा, आशा करूँ मैं जिसकी, औंधे जगदीश हरे, तुम पुराण परमात्मा, तुम अंतर्यामी, स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी, पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, तुम सबके स्वामी, औंधे जगदीश हरे, तुम करुणा के सागर, तुम पालन करता, स्वामी तुम पालन करता, मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी, मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी, कृपा करो बरता, औंधे जगदीश हरे, तुम हो एक गोचा, सबके प्राणपति, स्वामी सबके प्राणपति, किस विधि मिलो दयामय, किस विधि मिलो कृपामय, तुमको मैं कुमते, औंधे जगदीश हरे, दीन बंधु कहता, तुम रक्षक मेरे, स्वामी तुम रक्षक मेरे, करुणा हाथ बढ़ाओ, करुणा हाथ बढ़ाओ, शरण परा तेरे, औंधे जगदीश हरे, विषय विकार मिटाओ, पाप हरो देवा, स्वामी पाप हरो देवा, शाला भक्ति बढ़ाओ, शाला प्रेम बढ़ाओ, संतान की सेवा, औंधे जगदीश हरे, तन मन धन सब है तेरा, स्वामी सब कुछ है तेरा, स्वामी सब कुछ है तेरा, तेरा तुझको अर्पण, तेरा तुझको अर्पण, क्या लागे मेरा, औंधे जगदीश हरे, औंधे जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे, बात क्षणों के साथ, रात क्षणों के साथ, क्षण में दूर करे, औंधे जगदीश हरे, मन शाकर राखो जी, गिरधारी लाला शाकर राखो जी, गिरधारी लाला शाकर राखो जी, गिरधारी लाला शाकर राखो जी, मन शाकर राखो जी, गिरधारी लाला शाकर राखो जी, गिरधारी लाला शाकर राखो जी, गिरधारी लाला शाकर राखो जी, ओ शाकर राखो, शाकर राखो, शाकर राखो जी, शाकर राखो, शाकर राखो, शाकर राखो जी, माने शाकर राखो जी, गिरधारी लाला शाकर राखो जी, श्याम मन शाकर राखो जी, गिरधारी लाला शाकर राखो जी, गोविंद मन शाकर राखो जी, गिरधारी लाला 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 शाकर राखो जी, त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणा त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वा मम देव देव, त्वमेव सर्वा मम देव देव, गोविन्द, असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृताङ्गमय, ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति, लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु, लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु, लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु, ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति, श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः, हरि ओम।
प्रेम से बोलो लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की, श्री रुक्मिणी
Paraya Paraya Param Purushaya Parakarma Mantra Yantra Tantra Oshadastra Sastrani Samarai Samarai Mrityo Mochai Mochai Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Dite Jalapadaya Sarvarik Shobana Umpat Parashme Parabrahmane Paramjyotishe Svaha Om Shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Jai Shri Ram